got shot.
It was life and death.
Somebody's killed your son.
I think both sides have to come together.
When it comes to African-American men, we only get the mug shot.
You know, it's abnormal.
Was it really worth it?
You gotta be the tough guy.
Tim Jackson presents How to Kill a Black Man, available on Amazon Prime Direct. This is the No More OGs podcast. From controversial topics to creating financial freedom, we will talk to real people about real situations, providing real solutions. No celebrity endorsements, bringing you unfiltered discussions, dope interviews, and giving you the blueprint to create the culture that you will be proud of. So kick back, turn up the volume, and let's get to it. Here's your host, yours truly, Mr. Purpose on Demand, Mr. Retired at 37, Mr. Tim Jackson. What's going on? It's your man, Tim Jackson. This is the No More OGs podcast. I am your host, and I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. As always, do me a favor and go check out the documentary Tim Jackson Presents How to Kill a Black Man, available now on Amazon Prime Direct. You guys, this is a life-changing documentary. Everybody who watches this says that it changed their life, and it also has, caused them to be convicted to move a little bit differently, to talk to everyone about it, to start new conversations. And the main thing is to abandon what we call culture, the culture that I always tell you guys that kills us. So listen, you guys know how I get down. We the last episode, man, we had an Olympic gold medalist on. The episode before that, man, we have entrepreneurs, people that have made millions of dollars, judges, attorneys, man. You know, through my time working down as a zoning commissioner here in the city of Dallas, and just through all the work we've done in the community with real youth mentoring, I've had the opportunity to build some great relationships with people. But today, man, I want to bring on a gentleman who I found when I started my juicing journey. Now, if y'all been following my journey, you know I've been juicing like a mug lately. I'm down 45 pounds in the last 65 days. Completely changed up my lifestyle, completely changed up what I eat, what I consume, when I eat, how I eat. And when you start doing that, you start looking up and researching people that's doing what you're doing. And I stumbled upon a gentleman he's killing it in the game, man. His brand is called Fruit Up. He's all about teaching and showing people the importance of eating fruit, drinking juices, having a healthy lifestyle, leaving all that nasty food behind that we're so used to, and understanding that what you eat is who you become, and your health is your wealth. So listen, I want to present to some, and I want to introduce to others, a gentleman that I found. His page is Fruit Up 13 on Instagram. Y'all give a warm round of applause to my man, Mr. Bobby Smith. What's good with you, my guy?
What's going on, family? I appreciate you for having me.
Hey, man, first and foremost, I want to thank you for coming on, man. You know, the podcast has been around for a little bit over a year, man. I started this podcast, No More OGs. You know, one day I was just sitting at home tired of just seeing what this culture was creating and how we were embracing this culture so much. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start my own thing, and I'm going to talk about how crappy this culture is and what we need to do to change it. Because a lot of times people talk about how bad something is, but they never provide a solution. And man, This page on Instagram, man, it grew like 20,000 people in like 2 or 3 weeks. I was like, oh, I'm on to something here. Then my mom got sick, so I had to take a step back, become a caregiver, take care of mom, get systems in place. And now we got the systems in place. Mom is better. Mom is good. And I'm back on it. So you're one of my first few guests with the podcast coming back. But let me do me a favor, brother. No. Introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you're from. And then I got some questions for you about your journey, because, man, you have an incredible journey, and I feel like everyone should hear your story, man. So let's get it.
Dope. I appreciate you, family. Well, yeah, I'm Bobby Smith, man. Fruit Up 13. Fruit Up is the logo. Fruit Up is the brand, and it's all about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fruitarian. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. What got me into this lifestyle was being an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I was. That's what everybody knew me as. That's what Bobby Smith was. I was an alcoholic. They know I drink. So that's what got me into this. I'm 38 years old. I just turned 38 in October.
Oh, happy belated birthday, brother.
Appreciate you. I got 2 children. I got a 15-year-old girl and a 10-year-old boy. And my son live with me right now. I got custody of him. And that's life, man. That's life right now. Just grew up in Toledo all my life in Ohio. Yes. Grew up in Toledo all my life. Born and raised, all my family here, all my friends, or everybody I thought was my friend and everything. You know, coming from that life to this life, a lot of things changed, and we're gonna get into that, but that's the gist of it right there.
You know, man, a lot of us have the same beginnings, man, but our endings can be changed no matter the person, right? When you start making yourself aware of what's going on in your life, you can always script the way you want that story to end. And where I found you, man, is I started my juicing journey, man. My sister, she brought me in on it. She was like, Tim, man, we had both put on a lot of weight. She did because of medical reasons, and I did just because, man, I was just eating a lot, right? And so she,
Mm.
well, you need to juice, well, let's do it together. End up getting, I already had a juicer, man, but I start following all these juicing pages. And you know how when you get on Instagram, that algorithm will show you people that you're searching for, right? So if I search
Right.
juicing, you came up in my mentions, or you came up in my what do they call it, like the features, right? And so
Mm.
I was like, man, who is this dude, man? And you was talking crazy. I always like when a person talks shit back to you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I'm a big accountability dude. You was like, hey, what's y'all problem, man? What y'all tripping on? You talking about this shit hard. This ain't hard. It's a mindset. I'm like, yeah, it's a mindset, right?
Right.
I fuck with this, right? And
Right.
you know how it is, man. You go down the whole rabbit hole, man. I went through and watched all the videos. I'm like, man, this dude right here was like 300 plus pounds, like
Facts.
an
Facts.
alcoholic, man. You posted a picture recently of that someone snapped to you without you knowing, buying liquor at the liquor store, like sneaking
Facts.
alcohol. Uh,
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit, because that was accountability. And I feel like one
Yeah.
thing our culture doesn't have is accountability. Like, we can't hold each other accountable. Everybody's so sensitive. Everybody feels like you being, hard on them. Like, talk about that moment when that person snapped that photo, and talk about the mental, like, what made you say enough is enough for me?
Okay. So that, you know what, that was my baby mom who snapped that
Yeah.
picture of me. And we had just ended up going to the store to get something to eat or something at the moment. And me being the alcoholic that I am, I always used to run in the store like before her or after her and go grab a beer or something. And I'll
Mm.
run back to the car and drink it. So at that moment, she already knew what it was. So at that moment, I never knew she took that picture till I posted it. Like I
Really?
never
Like, you
seen
just
it or
recently
nothing.
posted that?
Yeah, I just posted it. She just sent it to me. I
Really?
never knew that she posted it, never, because she used to always take pictures and videos of me when I didn't know it because I was an alcoholic.
Mm.
So that picture, she was like, I was like, you got any pictures of me? And she sent me a whole bunch of videos and pictures. I was like, wow. So that's what it was, man. That's where I was at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I looked at that picture, man, like 100 times because it took you back to where you was at and what mindset you was at.
Mm.
And alcohol had total control over my life, family. Like, I'm talking about, like, you probably know an alcoholic in your life.
Shit,
You know
do
what I'm
I?
saying? You know what I'm
I
saying?
got them on both
So,
sides of the family. And if I can keep it a buck, I can't say that I'm an alcoholic or was an alcoholic. I used to have a drink every night before bed. And that was the
mm,
reason I gained so much weight. I didn't even realize that drinking late and eating late is what's going to cause you to retain that weight. I would
hey,
have a
that's
drink
it.
every single night before bed, every night. And literally, when I stopped drinking alcohol, I quit drinking alcohol and just,
Mm,
started drinking more water and natural fruit
mm,
juices. I lost like 20 pounds just doing that.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm talking about in like a couple of months, I lost like 20 pounds. So yeah, man, I know a little bit about that drink.
yeah, yeah. So think about the worst alcoholic, like
Mm,
the person who come around, they gonna be drunk.
they finna be
You don't even
slizzard.
feel like being bothered with this
Yo,
motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
I
me.
hate. Hey, I can't stand a drunk motherfucker, man. I'm be real with you,
Yeah,
man. Like, those are the, I have a cousin. I ain't gonna say this cousin's name or gender, but I
right.
have a cousin who used to get super sloppy drunk like that. And then I also lost a cousin to alcoholism. My cousin, she drank herself to death, and she died. Man, I don't even know if she was 30 when she passed away.
Mm,
She died. She had drinking so much that when she finally stopped trying to drink, her body killed her. Her body was so
mm,
used to her. And I'm not talking about having a beer. I'm talking about having a fifth, a whole, like every like 2, 3 times a day. Like, she
yeah,
was drinking more alcohol than anything. And to the point to where when she stopped, she died.
yeah. Hey, if I would have never stopped drinking, that would have been me, family.
Mm,
That would have been me. So I knew that though. Like I knew I was like living like this duality because
mm,
what happened was in 2009, my cousin got killed.
mm,
And when he got killed, it's like kind of like when things shifted in our neighborhood, like everybody kind of went their own way. And but before he died, he turned me on to the truth. Like he turned me on to like Jesus and all this stuff. Like we was watching Ray Hagen's videos and it was just like all this stuff was going on. So what happened was when I learned all of that stuff, I knew that I wasn't supposed to be living the way I was living, but I was still
Mm,
living that way.
that's
So
talk that.
you
Talk
know what I
about it.
mean?
Talk about it.
So when I decided to stop drinking because I knew for all this time from like 2010 to 2022, knew I wasn't supposed to be drinking. I knew alcohol was my problem and it was making everything worse, but it's tough to stop. You
It
feel me?
is, man. Because it's repetition. Whether it's
Yeah.
alcoholism, whether it's whatever you're doing, if you have conditioned yourself mentally to do it, and like with me, with my eating habits, I literally had a scheduled eating habit. I would get up every morning, go to Quick Trip, buy me something to drink, go back. I was going to Quick Trip 3-4 times a day, eating. So
Mm,
like those first couple of weeks when I really started trying to switch it up, Bobby, like the hardest thing was breaking the habits of what I had used to do, what I used to do. I'm sorry.
yeah.
So yeah, you're right, man. You hit it spot on, man.
It's tough, man. It's tough. And what I did is I set my mind before I stopped.
Hmm.
So in October of 2022, it came to a point where I was like, all right, I'm gonna get off of Facebook. I got off of Facebook and I only intended to get off for 2 weeks. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I got off for them 2 weeks and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do 30 days. So I did the 30
Mm,
days. Once I did them 30 days of getting off of Facebook, it's like shifted something in me. It was
mm.
like I knew I could do something because I don't think people realize how addicted we are to social media and shit.
Man, I'm
So
addicted.
right now,
like,
so
like even right now, and it's funny because I
right,
got off Facebook too, but then I just came over to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? But I was
facts.
more purposeful. What I will give myself credit for is I'm 100 times more purposeful on Instagram, right? Because now it
Mm,
aligns with who I am, and the impact that I'm trying to make. So, but
facts.
man, like I have to set alarms on my phone, like, hey, all right, you've been on this phone for an hour now. Take a break. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because you can go down a rabbit hole, man, and before you know it, it's been 2-3 hours later, and you ain't got shit done.
Facts, and that
Yeah.
happened real fast.
So let
So
me ask
when
you
I
this.
was
Oh, go ahead. Go. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Keep
No,
going. No, you keep going.
no. When I was able to get off of Facebook, it made me realize like I can do something. I can if
Mm,
I can get off of Facebook for a month, I can get off of Twitter. I can get off of so I got off of everything except TikTok. I kept TikTok because I'm into like truth and conspiracy videos and shit.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm always on that. So when I got off of all of that in February, it was like that month. I mean, those months I was drinking heavy. From October
Mm,
to February, I was drinking heavy because I knew I was about to stop. Because me and my dude decided to do no meat March, and
mm.
so I had planned for it. I know you're familiar with the family Yaki Awaken.
That sounds familiar. A lot of these people I've heard from your page. So,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
once I
So
went to your page, I would see like the people that commented on your page, and then I would click on their page, and I would say, okay, this person's, they seem like they on it too, you know.
facts. So Yaki's like an herbalist, and he had a complete change in his life, and he changed everything, and now he helping people heal, and he's just a phenomenal brother. You definitely got to check him out.
Okay.
And he so I reached out to him, and he told me to stop drinking, get his herbal teas, and go on an all fruit diet. So when I decided after the Super Bowl that year to just stop drinking. I stopped drinking and stopped eating meat, started drinking juice, and it's I mean, that's where I'm at right now. That's what
Let's
it's
talk
been.
about that. Let's talk about that first week. What was that first week like? Because your body's
Uh,
resisting. I know when I first stopped eating meat, because I still eat meat. I probably eat meat 2 or 3 times a week at the most. I eat mostly raw pumpkin seeds, raw sunflower seeds, but every now and then I'll have some meat. But like when
mm,
I stopped drinking sugar and stopped drinking soda and stopped eating a bunch of sugary stuff, like I had flu-like symptoms, bro. like for like
mm,
7 days, man, I had migraine headaches, chills, body aches, mood swings. Like it was crazy. But then it was like I woke up that one day and it was just like, oh, I'm good. Like it's gone now.
mm.
I'm detox. Like what was that first week like for you?
It was the little. See, mine was a little unorthodox
Mm,
because I came from when I stopped drinking. I just wanted to stop drinking, so I was still smoking cigarettes. I was still smoking weed. I was still doing ecstasy pills. I was still doing everything except eating meat and
yeah.
drinking alcohol.
Okay.
So people ask me all the time, like, you ain't had no detox. I can't, not that I can remember.
Mm,
Because I was doing so bad after off the alcohol once I stopped the alcohol, I started feeling better immediately.
Yeah, it's poison. Alcohol is poison. I
Yeah,
don't care how you shake it. I don't care if you tell me that tequila has less calories. I don't care how you spin it. It's poison. And
fact,
I don't
fact,
shit on people for
facts.
drinking. Like I haven't drank. My wife got pregnant. My daughter's 16 months now. My wife hasn't had a drink since she was pregnant with my daughter. And so
Mm,
I stopped drinking when she stopped drinking. So I haven't had a drink now consistently. It's been about a year and 6 months. One day I had like a bad day and I had a drink, and man, it made me so sick. It was May of 2022. I went and had a drink, man. I didn't even finish it, man. I was sicker than I've ever been. I haven't had a drink since then, bro.
Congratulations, family.
Appreciate you, bro.
Congratulations. Yeah, because hey man, it's one of the worst things. So when I stopped doing that, life kind of just changed gradually over the next few months. Little by little, I would stop doing this. I was losing weight. So then I started walking a little more, started running, and then cigarettes became like counterproductive. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like it's just like one by one, things just stopped until the point where September 2022 came, and I was like, I ain't eating no more, nothing else but fruit. You know
mm.
what I'm saying? Like I decided then and there, I ain't eating nothing else but fruit, and that's what I've been on the whole journey since then. Like and challenging myself, and you know what I'm saying, getting greater and greater at doing things that I do by practicing and challenging myself within challenges. Like I run Facebook challenges on I run group challenges on Facebook to where people pay me a couple dollars, they get in the group, I go live, I do a little group coaching and everything to help people stay the course of eating all fruit for the whole month. And what you find out is people can sustain this way of living for to about 1 to 10 days. You know what I'm saying? Like you get your premium members are going 10 to more days, but
Right,
most
right.
of the people in there are 1 to 10 days and they out. So it's really something that the challenges help you. So inside the 30-day challenges that I run, I'll do something like all day eat all one fruit just to help you. Because when you challenge yourself to eat one thing or one type of fruit and you already doing it, it make what you doing easier.
Break that down a little bit because I see you do that. And that was one of the things I wanted because I was seeing you like you were heavy on the watermelon 1 month. Like it's just every
Mm,
time I saw you, you were eating watermelon. And then like the next month, you went to oranges. So then every time I saw you, it was all oranges. So it's like,
yeah,
I hired a fasting coach, a nutritionalist, and he's real big on fasting and eating fruit as well. And he's like, consume as much fruit as you want. And if you're gonna juice, uh, don't mix too many juices together. Just juice one different one. Like unless you're doing like a supreme mega juice. Like I got my juice right here. It's thawing out. This is like red cabbage. I think it's some red cabbage in there, some turmeric or something like that, and then some ginger, and then that's it. Like, but he's really big on that one fruit. Like, explain why that's been beneficial to you and why you feel like that's the way to go.
that's what you call mono eating.
Okay.
So mono eating is best for your body because especially what you're doing with the fruit, a high water content fruit, especially because it digests very fast. You know what I'm
H3O.
saying? Yeah, and it's your water. It's gonna give you your water. So when I did the watermelon, I did 108 days straight.
Just number
108 days,
watermelon.
nothing but
How
watermelon
much were
every
you eating
single
a
day.
day?
It started off at about a melon a day, a one seeded melon, then quickly turned into like a half a melon
Man,
because
let's talk about that because it's like you would think you would get more hungry, but it's like for me, my stomach starts shrinking. So
yeah,
like I don't even finish food. Like when I go out to eat with my wife, like my wife, she does it a little bit, but I don't force it on her and my son, like and my
mm,
daughter. Like they'll figure it out. They'll see I'm doing it, but like I don't
fact.
finish my food anymore, bro. Like my stomach don't even tolerate the food anymore like that.
Hmm. That's because you get nutrients.
Mm,
You getting real food now. So
mm,
when I start, like I would go from I was drinking mostly watermelon. What I would do is I would cut up a watermelon, freeze half of it, and put the other fresh cubes in the refrigerator. And every day I would just do a 50-ounce jar of half frozen melon, half fresh melon, and blend it.
oh wow.
Yeah, have a watermelon slushy. I was doing that 2 or 3 times a day. And if I got hungry in between that, I would just go in there and eat the watermelon cubes out the refrigerator. And
Mm.
It's literally, man, like I had so many experiences off the watermelon. The watermelon catapulted my mentality to where it's at right now. Like,
Talk about that, man, because a lot of people don't
man,
understand. I tell people I've lost the weight, and that's good. Like I ain't gonna stun on you, man. Like I look good in clothes now. Like, I'm wearing clothes. I wore clothes. I put on a medium t-shirt. I'm 6'2". I put on a medium t-shirt the other day, and I was like, yeah, man. I went
feel
went
good, don't it?
I had to buy, yeah. My partner's retiring from the military, so I gotta fly up to Alaska next week. And
Mm,
I had to go buy a suit, bro. I put on I bought a slim fitting suit for the first time in my life. Like, but
mm,
while the physical aspect is amazing, the mental clarity is off the charts. Like I can't tell you how unbothered I am these days about shit that would have really bothered me. Like I don't take shit personal no more. I'm not holding grudges with people no more. If I walk into a situation I don't feel comfortable, I feel like I'm not wanted, I leave, and it ain't no
mm,
hard feelings, right? You know, it's just like,
fact,
oh, I'm not meant to be here. If I got to walk into a room and be somebody I'm not, I don't walk into that room anymore. Like I'm not trying to convince the wrong people to do the right thing anymore. I used to be screaming to the rooftop, "We got to do better," and it's just like, let them do what they want to do, man. Like I start focusing on my kind versus my
fact.
people. And what I
Mm,
realized is that once I made that shift, not only did the mental aspect open, but the people in my life who had already been there, they start gravitating to me like, okay, now you're ready. Let's make it
mm,
happen. Cause they can see it. They know when you for real. When you really about your business and you really ain't on that bullshit, you don't even want to be around people that's opposite. And
facts.
you gravitate towards people. And then it's kind of like I reached out to you. I didn't know if you were going to respond or not. But my
Right.
thing was a year or two ago, I wouldn't even reached out. I'd be like, I ain't got time to be now it's just like, oh shit, let me hit him up. If he hit me back, he hit me back.
Yep.
If he don't, he don't. Okay.
Fact.
And here we are.
Fact.
Because mentally,
Here we
I
are.
ain't thinking like a nigga from the streets no more. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Like I ain't
Fact.
on that nigga shit no more. I'm
Fact.
on some,
Fact.
hey, I'm really trying to promote positivity. I'm really trying to be an example. If Buddy reach out and says, hey, let's do it, bet. Okay, let's do it. But if he don't, I'm still gonna fuck with what he talking about because it's the truth. So what we
Fact.
doing here? And here we are.
Facts. Facts. And that's what it's about. Like over the watermelon family, like, see, I like when you come from these dark places, like,
Mm,
alcoholism, insecurities, and all of this shit,
mm,
like, you don't realize this side of life even exists.
that's
Like,
deep.
I came over here, family, and just like I'm so unbothered by
Mm.
what people do that I can do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you see me with all this energy. Like I don't care about what people think of me. I don't care about what people believe in. I say what I want to say. I feel how I want to feel because this what the food do to you. It change your DNA, man, and make you feel
Talk
who
about
you
that,
are.
man. Talk about that because there's so many chemicals in these foods that we're eating. There's so much
Facts.
hormones, and you be wondering why you feeling some kind of way, and it's that. I want before you go into that, I want to share something real quick, you guys. This is something that I saw on your page, man, and I thought this was just dope, man. It says, imagine getting up every day worried about what others think of you, how that can stop you from progressing in life. If I were to listen to even 1% of the shit people say about me, I wouldn't get up every day with the intention to be great. I wouldn't get up every day full of motherfucking joy to be Bobby Smith, one of the most high level individuals on the planet. I love being me. I never knew I was this fucking dope. Man, I read that shit, man. I said, where do I pass the plate around, man? That's a whole motherfucking word right there.
Yes,
Because
facts.
people are so, they're just so worried about what everybody got to say about him and feeling. And I always tell people the idea that was put in your head is all the validation you need. Stop
Mhm.
asking the wrong people for the right advice. Stop caring what they think. Them people ain't thinking about you, man. Like
Facts.
I read this book. It says when you're 20, you care what everybody think. When you're 40, you don't give a damn what people think. And when you're 60, you realize wasn't nobody thinking about you at all. Like,
Yeah.
like
Damn.
Th-
Damn.
this this right here, this whole process for me has just been like I'm getting out of my own way because I don't care what y'all think. Like I didn't really care before, but I don't care at all now.
Yeah.
And it's more from a place of love now. It's just like, all right, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I don't have to explain myself anymore because I'm standing on something totally different than you, and that's cool. Like,
Facts.
talk about your mindset when you type that post because I saw a video of you go viral Like some dude, some comedian did some reaction video to you, talking about how you
Mm.
lost all the weight.
Yeah,
And I thought it
yeah.
was some sucker shit personally, because I come from an old school mentality. Like social media was really hard for me in the beginning because I'm one of them, hey, where you at type dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Fact,
And I had to
fact.
realize all this shit is fake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But when I
yeah.
saw it, I looked at old buddy and I said, that dude is super insecure about himself. So much so that he got a shit on somebody else that's actually doing some things. Like if you actually knew this buddy's story, if you knew he was up to 300 pounds, if you knew that he was, he's taking care of his kid, he has custody of his child, if you knew that he's making it his life to make sure that our people don't die of health related diseases, then why would you get on here and talk shit and make fun of them? But that's just typical social media sucker shit. People looking for
Fact.
clout. But like, what was your
Mhm.
mindset when you made that post, bro?
Man, that's my mindset every day, family. Every
Yeah.
single day. And I know the war is you versus you.
Mm.
If
Say that
it's
again, Bobby.
you,
I think somebody
that's,
missed that. No.
that's
We're
my
gonna
message, family.
I need you to say that. Say that one more time, bro. What was that?
Indeed,
Who's that
indeed.
war
I would love
against?
to. It's you versus you every single day, man. Every single day. So
Mm,
think about this. When I
it's real.
get up, I'm not trying to conquer nothing but that voice in my head.
Ooh.
That person who stopped. I'm the only person who can stop me from doing something. Cause anybody, I don't even, bro. I spend like 80% of my day by myself, like
Mm,
every day. And people scared to spend time alone because of the thoughts they have.
mm.
And my thoughts is always all I breathe, talk, and live fruitarianism. Like when
Yeah.
people come around me, they say, bro, all you talk about is fruits. So now they don't even come around.
Oh man, you just it's like you walk right into it, man. Rotten fruit will always fall off the tree by itself. And the moment
Facts.
you get on purpose, you don't even have to remove anybody from your life. I always see around this time of year, New Year's resolution, I'm cutting people off. And I always laugh when I see those posts because the thing about it is when you on purpose, you ain't got to cut nobody off. They'll remove themselves.
Mm-mm. Facts. Facts. And they
they'll remove
do.
themselves because there's nothing in common anymore, and people want to feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. And see,
Yeah.
I'm not a comfortable person. Like I want to be, shaken up every day. I want to challenge
Facts.
myself every day, and you can't be
Facts.
around me if you ain't on that energy.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I am now, man. Like the peace of mind you gotta have to sustain this way of living can't be understood until you start living this way. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like you will. I tell people all the time, you can't get this way of living until you can't understand me. You can't. You cannot understand the work it take, the feel good that you have, like for doing things that you say you gonna do. When it comes to controlling what you eat, once you gain control of what you eat, you gain control of everything else.
that's a fact. That's a
It's a
fact.
fact.
That's
It's
a
a
super
fact.
fact right now. Like
Yeah.
when you can control what you're putting in your system, you can literally cut off or eliminate all the other things that aren't going to be good for you because the mindset is, well, shit, I'm only eating this, or I didn't eat that, or like I conquered that. Like your diet, what you consume into your body is literally the hardest thing to control.
Yeah.
Um, and so many people won't even start this journey because they're so afraid they're gonna be hungry. And it's just like,
Fact.
like if that's your biggest fear is being hungry, man, you ain't gonna ever be able to accomplish nothing, man, because you know
They're gonna
that's
really truly learn that they ain't never even been hungry.
mm,
You ain't
oh
even
man,
been hungry yet. You ain't even know people. A lot of people don't even know what hunger truly is, family.
they don't. They don't.
They don't. They ain't never been hungry because they eat soon as they think they hungry.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fruit. So I know whenever you tell people, man, all I eat is fruit, they probably look at you like you're crazy. Not the people that
Mhm.
understand, but the people who don't know you, they're probably like, what? How can you do that? I gotta have my steak. I got like walk me through like that conversation. Like when you got somebody that you feel like they really want to figure out what you're doing, but they struggling to understand the importance of it. Like, how does that conversation sound when a person says, what? You only eat fruit. How do you do that?
Either is you get two things. You either get somebody who gonna listen, or you get somebody who gonna give you the facts of why you shouldn't be doing it.
Mm,
And that's it. It ain't no in between. It really ain't. Like over my experience, you like a lot of the people, like I do coaching. I do coaching, and I
Got the
got
30-day
clients who
challenge
come.
going on right now, and you about to start
Yeah, I
another
got.
one, right? In January?
Yeah, no, I
We're gonna
started
have
another one
all
in February.
okay, we're gonna have all your links
Yeah,
at the bottom of the show notes. So anybody who's wanting to get involved with the challenge, tap in with this brother. Y'all know I don't endorse hardly anybody or anything but the people that come on this show. And I only bring the people on this who come on this show. I only bring the right people. So this ain't somebody that's gonna be bullshitting you. Like but he's gonna
Facts.
demand a lot from you. So don't be wasting this man time either. But
Yeah,
yeah, but
indeed,
but keep it going, keep it
indeed.
going.
But yeah, so I do challenges, I do coaching, and a lot of my clients when they come to me, the first thing they say is, I know I ain't supposed to be doing this. I know how to do this. I know this. I know if you
Them,
know
we
so
call
much,
them we call them butter folks. Yeah, butter,
but
yeah,
yeah,
but them butter
same
folks.
exact thing. Same
Yeah.
exact thing. So I like if you know so much, why you sitting here then?
Mm.
Because if you know better,
Bar.
you do better. You know what I'm saying? Fact. If you once you know better, man, you have to do better. You
Bobby,
have
I've
to.
learned how to just tell people you bullshitting. Like it ain't your time right now, and that's
Yeah,
okay. And I still love you.
yeah,
Like I used to
yeah.
be that dude that would try to like convert them over or get them right. Now I'm just like, you ain't ready, and it's okay. I'm not mad at you when you ready. Come, I am ready. No, you're not, because every time I tell you what to do, you tell me why it won't work, or you ask me if I can do something extra. Like I used to read your comments. You're like me in the sense of I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need. Don't switch it up. And so you would say, I'm only eating watermelon for 30 days. And somebody come in the comments, can I add pumpkin seeds to it? I'm only eating watermelon for 30 days. Well, can I drink this and this? I'm only
Fact,
eating, and I'm just like, what? But I ain't know you like that. So I ain't want to be in the comments like, damn, he said he only eating watermelon. The fuck?
fact, fact.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's how people tell you who they are.
Yeah,
People like you don't have to tell me who you are, but you gonna tell me by the questions you ask.
that's a fact.
You feel me? Like I know what level you on by we. So if I say, all right, all 10 days of all watermelon, well, can we do this? Can we? You ain't ready.
10 days of all watermelon.
What else you need to
It's a
know?
5-word sentence.
Right. It's so simple. See, one of my things I say all the time to people is we don't realize how difficult it is to do simple things.
Man, that's a bar.
You feel
That's a
me?
bar right there.
Because we think we overthinkers. We overthinkers naturally. So you go into everything overthinking and overanalyzing it because you program that way. Your doctor said you shouldn't do this. Everybody say you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. So that's why you have to live off your own experience. Don't even my experience of watermelon would be different than yours off 108 days. So everybody journey different. You got to live off experience, and that's what I'm learning, man. Nothing else matter but your experience and what you get up and do every day. So if a person not ready, they tell you by the questions they ask. And the questions I receive online are that you ever heard of ain't no such thing as a dumb question. That's
That's
something that's something we've been programmed with.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
a
bunch
whole
of
lot of dumb
dumbass
questions out
questions. I was in the military, Bobby. So yeah, man, we learned that first week of basic training. It's some dumbass questions, and if you ask it, I'm gonna be on your ass.
there.
Yeah, my man said we don't realize how difficult it is to do simple things. That's a bar, man. That's a bar.
Man,
But there are dumb
facts.
questions, and a lot of people. We live in a weird society, man, where people want to be right so
Yeah.
bad that they're unwilling. The questions tend to be questions that's going to justify them being right. And
Mm-hmm.
I recently went out to a birthday gathering. A friend of mine invited me out. And you know, I already, when I walked in, I already knew I was the oddball. You know what I'm saying? But it was what it was, you know. And I got introduced to a few people, sat at a table, and I sat next to this random young lady, and we were talking. They're like, "Yeah," my friend's like, "Yeah, you know, Tim's doing a lot of stuff on the internet. He's helping me with my business, helping me grow my page, yada yada yada." And so me and a friend were having a great conversation. But the friend, she was like 28, 29, which is a red flag already. If I'd have known that before we started the conversation, I would have approached the conversation differently. But she was super mature for her age. But you know what I mean by that. Not to shit on anybody, but you know, your brain ain't all the way there. Like your
Fact,
life experiences
fact.
ain't there at 28 where they will be at 38, right? That's just life, right?
Definitely not.
And
Definitely
so
not.
the more I would talk to this woman about the results that I have proven to have. I retired at the age of 37 financially. I've helped people reach 7 figures. I've helped people scale their businesses. I'm a former zoning commissioner. I'm a documentary filmmaker. Like, I've lived a pretty decent life. The more facts I would drop on this woman is like, no, it's really this. Yeah, but no, see, and I'm just like, I told her, you ain't ready, man. Like, this, you gonna fail. Like, you're gonna fall on your face and you're gonna fail because you can't receive correction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You need to listen twice as much as you talk. And it was like this, you could tell she had never really been challenged like that, or people always let this girl just kind of throw her fit and leave it alone. But I wouldn't back down. I'm like, no, like, you're wrong. I'm going to stand on what I'm standing on. I'm not going to change the way I think just because you feel some kind of way about it. Like, that's
Right.
it. So then, you know what they always do. You know, somebody else, is everything all right? I'm like, everything's fine. We just 2 adults having a conversation. She cries, has a little breakdown, apologized to me, said she was good, left, and now I'm the bad guy. All because I just stood on the principle. Like, no, I'm not gonna back down from what you're saying. I don't care who you are. Like, it's wrong. And when you start talking about health, when you start talking about the stuff you consume, people always want to justify why it's okay to eat shit.
Yeah, because it's for some reason we don't look at food as an enemy. You know what I'm saying? You don't look at it in that nature. So when you can do that, then you get a better understanding of what you're doing to yourself. Like, and
now that's real.
It's real.
That's real,
like,
man. Like,
the only way to start really loving to eat fruits, like, we got to be real with yourself. Who in the hell want to sit up there and eat all fruits all day? Think about that.
Based off of how we were trained
in the real world. Like, when you go out there every day, who in the hell got lunch that's just all fruit? Nobody. Sometimes I don't even want to sit up here and eat all goddamn fruits.
Yeah.
So you got to be real with yourself to live this lifestyle. That's the only way.
That's weird. That's not weird. That's real, because when I start losing weight, like, I asked my wife, she said I don't snore anymore. She said, she told me a couple other things that's beneficial to our relationship. You know what I'm saying? But another thing, though, like, my whole left side will be numb every morning. I couldn't figure this shit out to save my life. Like, I'm talking about, I couldn't feel my fingers, couldn't feel my toes every morning. This went on for 6-7 months. When I started shifting my diet, eating raw vegetables, raw fruit, juicing, I haven't had that problem since. Like, it's like your body begins to heal itself when you stop putting all the bullshit in it. Immediately, bro. Everybody in my family has been sick, you know, these last couple months. I didn't get sick. I had a small sniffle for a couple days. I'm talking about my son was sick for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. My daughter was sick for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. My wife keep a runny nose, right? We got crazy allergies down here in Texas. So, but I was the only person that didn't get sick. That's not a coincidence, bro.
I cannot tell you the last time I've been sick, family. Like, sick. like, man, one thing about this lifestyle is, when you start training yourself to do it and then you start doing it, that's what's going to make you do it. Ain't nothing else going to give you the energy to want to be eating fruits, but start eating them. That's it. You can read 1,000. You got to start it. Then you start learning, like, damn, before I went on my watermelon challenge of 108 days, what I did is I'll set up after work every single night, came home every night and watched videos and documentaries and read PDFs and everything about watermelon, the history of it, where it came from, and all of this. And that's why when I came into it, I started eating seedless watermelon, because I knew it's okay.
It is okay. A lot of people, those are, what they say, GMO, all the crazy stuff. It's like, no, a guy, because I go to the farmer's market to get my watermelons and pumpkins. And the guy, he broke it down to a science. He says, no, these aren't, lab generated. He says, when you cross-pollinate 2 of them that have certain cells in them, they just don't produce seeds, man. Like, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
It's sterile.
They become sterile, and the seeds are they're white instead of black. Like, he broke it down to me to a science, bro. And I'm like, but I look at it because I'm, my whole thing is, teaching my people how to overcome everything, specifically economic, watermelons were a form of a large source of income for Black people after Reconstruction. Like people don't
That's why they
understand that
stopped it.
sharecropping and like Black people made a ton off of watermelon. Get this.
Yeah.
So what happened was there was a huge campaign to shame Black people for eating watermelons and selling watermelons. So that's why you see the old Black statues with the dude with no
Yeah.
teeth, or
Yeah.
super Black eating watermelon. That was a smear shame tactic to stop Black people from essentially having an economy in
It
watermelon. And
worked like a
like
charm.
always, we see some in the media, we see some in the news, we believe it. 90% of Black people abandon watermelons. Ain't that crazy?
To this day.
To this day. Oh, you
To
finna
this
eat some
day.
watermelon? You gonna get you some chicken and some Kool-Aid too?
Yeah,
Man, go
yeah,
get your
yeah.
goofy ass on somewhere, man.
And that's why the summer that just passed was so big, because every man. You know what I noticed? This is real shit. I noticed Black people love watermelon so much because we supposed to be eating it. It's our natural food.
That's a fact.
So when you start eating it, you're gonna fall in love with it. But the second thing is, I noticed when we stopped eating it, people got depressed. People ain't know what to do.
Talk about
People,
that, bro.
hey, I'm telling you, it's going on right now. That's why the rejuvenation periods happen with these challenges. You get people intrigued and ready to lose weight again, because after the summer, people didn't know what to eat. They was asking me like, "What you eat now?" Then they can't find grapes in their city, so it ain't.
Mm.
And you can't get as much juice
And
out of the
you up
other
north
fruit.
too, so that's gonna be hard to find good. Like I'm down south,
Yeah.
so depending on where I'm at, I can still go find a watermelon or two. They still have a few in Whole Foods. There's a farmer who still sells them out here. I just came back from
Mm-hmm.
Florida. You can find everything in Florida. You know what I'm saying? But when you up north
Facts.
where it freezes and gets cold, it's tough, man.
You gotta get it how you live. So once they couldn't find watermelon, they gotta adapt. And if you ain't eating fruits, you going back to what you eat.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So
Damn.
now we learning. We learning though. So next year, next summer, you gonna see more Black people eating watermelon than ever before.
And it's gonna be, and you're gonna be able to document this. So I always tell people just keep doing the work, because what's going to happen is when everybody jump on board, they're gonna have to track that back to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I always talk about the young Dolph. I had an opportunity to sponsor an event with him and Boosie back in 2017. And anybody who
Mhm.
knows me knows that I work with celebrities. I've been on TMZ with a client before, and I always challenged Black celebrities to to do better from the standpoint of how they represent us. So there's a photo of me talking to Boosie and Dolph. Dolph was holding my book, and I explained to him. I said, "Man, do you ask him if he owned real estate?" He's like, "Yeah, I have all these properties." His manager was like, "Yeah, he's got over 80 properties in Memphis. Every year, he buys a property for his kids, a foreclosed property every year. So when they graduate high school, they'll have 18 properties, right?" I
Mm.
said, "Why don't we know about this shit? Why is it that we only know the Dolph that's getting high, getting drunk, fucking bitches, and killing niggas? Like, why don't we
Right.
know this Dolph right here?" And so I challenged him in that moment, and Boosie, and you can go back and check. You can check the timeline to start talking about real estate more in their raps. And I went on this push, like, "Hey, y'all need to talk about the money you making in real estate." And I kid you not, post 2017, Dolph, Boosie, Rick Ross, everybody, everybody was talking
Mm.
about real estate. And I can go back and
Mm.
say, go back to when that conversation took place and when you start seeing that. So 2025, 2026, 2024, when you see people eating all these fruit, you're gonna be able to trace that back to this fruit up movement, because man, you live
Facts.
that shit. And I ain't gonna lie,
Indeed.
it's super motivating, and it's good to log on and see something other than bullshit.
Facts. And that's why I do it for family. Like I didn't get into this with the intentions to help people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get it.
Ooh,
I
he
didn't.
getting it. He
Matter of fact,
gets it. He
if
gets
you,
it. A lot of people start shit looking
yeah,
for an audience. I don't want to go live because only 3 people show up. That's your
yeah,
audience. Those
yeah,
are the people that's gonna carry you, because they know
yeah,
3 people just like them, who know 3 people just like them, who know 3 people just like them. If you're doing it
facts,
for the clout, you're gonna fall off. It's not purpose driven. When it's purpose driven, you don't give a damn if nobody's on that live.
facts. And that's how I started off. If you go back and because I remember I told you I was off Facebook.
Yeah,
I didn't get on Facebook till September 2022. I
that's
made a
crazy.
whole new Facebook. So I would get on there and I would go live and just talk about what I
Mm.
was doing. It would be 5 or 6 people watching me. I didn't care. I never got into this for followers or none of that. I don't care about none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That just come with the lifestyle. But now that I do got some people attention and people are following me and walking with me, let's do it.
It don't even feel right to go back to that other Facebook page. Do it like
That's
I got
gone.
off I got off Facebook. Oh, so you deleted it.
Yeah, that's gone.
So
Yeah.
I deactivated my page, but I had to keep it open because I have my ad account tied to it, and I'm going to more than likely replace all that. But I logged on to Facebook after not being on for like 5 or 6 months, and I mean, literally the first 2 posts, I got a headache. I'm like, oh, let me get the fuck apart. Like, I don't even I don't even belong here anymore. Right?
And
Like, yeah.
that's another thing. We don't realize how much control we got. Like my timeline, if you go on my timeline, you would think the world is fruiting up. That's all I
Bro,
see.
listen, no, I swear, like I know you've never watched my podcast. We just met. This is our first conversation. You're literally reiterating everything we talk about on every show. So I had a conversation with a partner of mine, Louis McLean. He's in my documentary. He owns a children's book company called Melanated Origins, where he tells stories about Black people and stuff like that. And we had a debate about the algorithm. He says, yeah, the algorithm is being pushed on us. And, all you see is this, that. And I said, no, I disagree with that. He's like, what you mean? I said, I'm going to tell you why. When you create a new Facebook, when you create a new YouTube, when you create a new Instagram, before you follow, like, or do anything, there's going to be a community list of what is the most popular thing. The moment you click on that fight video, that algorithm is going to send you more fight videos. The moment you click on that bad chick with the fat ass, that algorithm is going to send you more of that shit. The moment you click on the sports talk and, the whatever it is, that's what your algorithm is going to be composed of 5 types of videos. He was like, damn. I said, just go do it. Go reset all your cookies or create a new page and see what it is. So what you have to do is you have to train yourself and your algorithm to say, I don't even want to see that shit. And I go through, if I see some goofy shit, not interested, not interested, not interested. Now my algorithm is fruit and dog videos. I don't know what it is about these animal videos, man. That shit just brighten my spirit. That shit be funny.
You just explained how you are smarter than AI. Because AI is programmed by humans. So you feel me? AI programmed by humans. You program your phone. Like when I go on Facebook, I don't care if they family. I don't care if I know them for 20 years. If I see a plate of bad food, I unfollow them.
That's a fact. That's it. If I see nigga
and
shit, I don't follow. I don't fool with you. Like I don't do the nigga shit. Like I'm good. Like if you my age and you still telling barbershop stories about shit we was doing when we were 18, 19, because in theory and in practice, we learned that street nigga shit in middle school. Most men walk into being that type of dude in the 8th grade. So you telling me you standing on business from the 8th grade?
Hey, one of my main things, that's why I love these conversations. I tell the community, in our community, you got 40-year-old men, because my dude own a club and it's 40 and up. And we realize like 40 and up now is kind of like 21. Because
they lost, bro. Everybody want to be young.
Everybody want to be young. Where does the male in our neighborhoods grow up at? Where do they grow up? Because I just starting to grow up. So now I can see, like, I wasn't even growing. I was a boy for 30-something years.
More OGs. All the OG niggas want to be 22 years old. All the OG niggas they trying to knock down a young chick. All the OG niggas want to be what's popping. When I was coming up, them old dudes in the neighborhood, if they knew you was gonna be something, and trust me, they knew.
Got you out the way.
They got you out the way.
Yeah.
They said, no. You need to go to college. No. You need to go to the military. No. You have talent. Go to practice.
Right.
They didn't let you hang around with them. They didn't let you smoke. They didn't let you drink. They didn't bring you along. You got to see who they were. But when you tried to step out there and do that shit, little nigga, you gonna get caught. You ain't finna make this block hot for us. Take your ass to school. You don't have that no more, bro.
Game or something. Yeah, fact.
You don't have that no more. Ain't nobody putting that. If you was a knucklehead and you wasn't gonna be shit, for lack of better words, they like, come on over here. We need more of you, right? So somebody gotta be our attorney. Somebody gotta be our real estate agent. Somebody's got to go down and work at that call center. Somebody's got to go down there and work at that city. Go to work at that post office. this ain't for you. I can't tell you how many times people pull me to the side like, bro, I don't know what your interest is into this street shit, but this ain't you, man. Okay, yeah, you done had a little success. Yeah, you can fight. Yeah, you this is that. This ain't you. Like, you need to go, you need to focus on what the fuck you need to focus on, because you ain't gonna be around here like us.
Facts.
You don't see that no more, Bobby.
Nope. And that's why if you hear my message, I'm always telling people, especially our people, you do not have to be living the way you living.
That's a fact.
You don't. You
That's a
don't. You
fact.
just got to start living a different way to know that. You know what
You
I'm
got to
saying?
expose yourself to more, man.
Yeah.
I had the great pleasure. Like I said, I went to the military, so I got out. I left I moved out my mom's house when I was 17 years old, bro. I was ready to get the fuck up out of there.
Fact.
Went to the military, and I got around people from everywhere. A couple of my good friends are from Ohio, man. I was in basic training with a lot of people from New York, a lot of people from the East Coast, from Chicago, certain parts of the South. So one, I got to see how different people did it in different areas. Two, I got out of my environment, so I got to see something totally different than what I was used to. And then by way of deployments, I traveled a lot, right? So stepping out your environment, you'll start seeing things differently. Then you'll realize this little shit that I got going on here don't have nothing on what's out there. I need to get out and explore more, man. Like, and if you're in a place like where I'm at in Dallas Fort Worth is the 5th largest metroplex in the nation, right? Like the 5th largest media market, right? You can literally be anybody you want to be on any other side of town because it's so big here. Like, just move to the other side of town and start your life over. You know what I'm saying? But everybody want to hold on to that street nigga shit. And it's just like, bro, we gotta let that shit go.
We got to, man. And this side of life, I've been on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like, I don't even be out in the community as much no more because it's not as safe as it used to be, family. It's not, especially with the internet has created. I've learned and met more people on the internet that's more like me than I have in my actual life.
That's a fact.
So
that's the
beauty
internet
of it,
is not
a bad thing. It's not.
It's how you use it.
How you use it. So how I'm using it now to influence people on my way of living, and I'm not imposing it. I'm just showing people the joy that come from this way of living. That's it.
Man, I want to talk to you. I know we coming up on our time. I want to talk to you about one other thing, right? I always explain to people that, when I started off in real estate and became a broker and started my business and all that, them first couple of years were really rough for me because the people that I love, the people that I expected to help me and support me, they never showed up. And for whatever reason, I always explain to people who grew up around you, they see you as, like in my case, they see you as Lil Tim or Timmy, or, they don't see you as the professional that you've become. They don't know you in that light. The people that don't know you, they meet you in your new light. So it's more advantageous for you to go out there and meet new people that are in the same lane as you or in the same lane you're trying to be in than it is to try to convert people that have known you your whole life. Walk through and tell us what it was like when you first started fruiting up and how your family and your friends responded to you.
Oh man, it was crazy.
Bobby, you on that crack?
One thing about me though is when I was in a drunken state, I knew the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I used to be in the bar and shit telling niggas how they ain't supposed to be eating meat and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't supposed to be doing this. We supposed to be doing it. So I knew the whole time. So people around me kind of expected this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they just knew, like they knew
it was already in
drinking,
you. You just hadn't got to it yet.
Yeah, that drinking. I was letting the alcohol stop me from being who I truly was.
That's deep,
and
man.
I didn't even know, bro. I didn't even know I had social anxiety. I didn't like being around people like I didn't know none of this stuff until I stopped drinking. Like, I learned so much more about myself in the last 2 years, family, and that's why I watch myself so much. Like, I'm my biggest fan, I'm my biggest critic. I sit here and watch all my content more than anything because I'm so impressed with the person that I've become.
I'm the same way. I go back and watch my stuff. I'm gonna go when I get done with this. I'm gonna clean up a little bit because I got stuff clean up. I'm gonna go back and edit this and watch it as I'm editing it. I'm gonna save it to a link that's not saved. I'm gonna watch it in my car, see how it sounds, and then I'm gonna send it to you. And we're gonna post it. But no, you're right, man, because you have to be your biggest critic, right? If you give that power to someone else, they'll always let you down, and they'll always reduce who you are. You got to be your
Fact.
biggest critic. You've got to be the person that looks yourself in the mirror and challenges yourself to be a better person, man. You speaking
Fact.
that, man. I know when I started losing weight, I had people in my inbox, boy, you on that crack, you on that stuff. It's just like, well, I got to be on that stuff, man, because
Man,
my face
you
ain't
see
fat
how
no
I
more.
caught it. I
Oh
caught it
man, you caught it, man. But you know what?
over the internet.
That was motivating though. That
Oh
was
yeah.
motivating to me personally, because the first place you can see a person losing weight is in their face. So when
Mm-hmm.
you put up them side by side pictures, man, your face was, really big. Then you put the next picture, man, you're slim, your skin was glowing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like you had an aura about you, man. Like, if I would have met you when you were skinny and then saw a picture, you don't even look right fat.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even look
And,
right with all that weight on to me.
and
Because I
just
met you. Yeah.
think how that sound to me, being fat my whole life.
Mm.
Somebody telling me I don't look right fat, and I've been
I,
fat my entire life. So you can't call me too skinny.
I would be genuinely concerned if you put that weight back on. Like, I'd be like, yo, man, I know we don't know each other, but man, you good? I need to fly out there and like just sit with you for a couple of days, bro. We got to get you back up,
Fact.
because you're
Fact.
not even the same person. You're not even the same spirit, right? You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? Like, I'm not the same person. I'm not the same spirit that I was 70 days ago, because my mental
Fact.
has just completely shifted. Like, I don't have time to even waste on the bullshit anymore. Like,
Fact.
this is my purpose, man. Man, I'm gonna wrap it up on this note, man. And everybody, make sure you follow Bobby. I'm gonna have all of his information in the show notes. Bobby, I always end my shows the exact same way. All right. So my
Mhm.
favorite movie, one of my favorite movies, is Back to the Future 2. Have you ever seen that movie, Back to the Future, or any of the series?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We're around the
Definitely.
same age, so I know you probably saw that. If you were 80s baby, you've seen that movie, right? And so on part 2, they go back. They're in the future, and they go back to the past to come back to change the future. And one of the characters,
Mhm.
Biff, he gets a hold of a sports almanac that has every score to every game for the next 50 or 60 years. He gets in the DeLorean. He drives back to himself in the 50s or the 60s. And he says, hey, dummy, I'm you. Take this book. It's going to change our lives forever. Trust me. And then he hops back in DeLorean. And when he gets back to the future, he's like a trillionaire, man. This dude he owns everything, but he's evil. So it's a bad thing, right? So
Fact.
let's say Bobby can hop into the DeLorean, right? You
Mhm.
you go back, let's say you said you 38. So what, you graduated 2003?
2004. Yeah.
All right, so
2004.
2004, right? So you hop in DeLorean, you show up to, the day after, graduation, if you will, and you walking down the street, you going wherever you're going, and you see yourself and you walk up to yourself, and that old young you sees old you, like, man, that guy looks familiar. And you walk up to Bobby and you say, hey, I'm you from the future. And I want to tell you a couple of things that's going to change our life forever. What would you tell yourself?
Right out of the gate, don't eat no more animals.
Mm.
Don't ever eat another animal product, and eat mostly fruits. If I would have started doing this at 18, I think that's the best advice I could give any kid anything. Do
Yeah.
not eat animals and eat from the earth. And with that, your life is going to be good.
But Bobby, buying fruit is expensive.
Don't worry about none of that. No, don't. And you know what? That's another thing we got to talk about real quick.
Let's get it.
We got to stop with the expensive organic, like, learn about the fruits. That's what you got to do. When you learn about what the fruits are, the capabilities of them, what they can't even harm the fruits as bad as they want to.
Speak on it.
You
Because
gonna
every
be
time I
good.
get into these groups where people are juicing and fruiting, do y'all do organic or non-organic? And they be really like, people be really about to kill each other in the comments. My thing is, y'all, the only difference is the fucking fertilizer. In most cases, right? Like, I mean, am I wrong?
Hey, no.
The only difference is the fertilizer, man. Like,
That's it.
what the fuck are we talking about?
And you gonna be good. And you got to realize that there's something called intention in this world. And you got the right intentions, you can go a long way.
That's a fact.
Because that's a good-hearted person if you got the right intentions. And to be a good-hearted person, that's a form of being a God, man. Because God is the good in you.
Hey,
So,
I agree.
you know, That's it. So if the more good in you, the better off. So eat fruits, eat fruits, eat fruits. That's what I would tell any young person, man. I tell my kids that. I tell my daughter that. Like I told her right now, I said, if you was to start a TikTok page at 15 years old, eating all fruits, playing the drums, because she played the drums, your following to grow so fast you wouldn't believe it.
She wouldn't be able to keep up with it.
You wouldn't be able to keep up with it. But
Yeah.
you got to be able to do something spectacular. It's crazy how eating fruits is a spectacular thing. Goes back to that difficulty in doing simple things, man.
That's dope, man. Well, listen, Bobby, I want to thank you for your time. I always tell people the most important currency that we have is our time. You can get back your money, you can lose weight, you can gain weight, you can lose possessions, but your time is the one thing that you will never, ever be able to recuperate. It is finite. It's one of those things that you don't get back. So the fact you gave me your time today, I appreciate it. Hopefully we can build a relationship, man. If there's anything that I'm doing on my end, my specialty is economics, man. So, what you do in the fruit world for our people, I do in the economics world for our people, man. So I teach people how to build and restore their credit scores without ever paying anybody a single penny for credit repair. I teach people how to pay off their debt hella fast without having to go through consolidation programs. I teach people how to decrease their lifestyle because a lot of times when people don't feel like they have enough money, the fact is that they're just spending too much money. So I have a process or a policy. It's called increase by decrease, where I can show you how to literally increase your income by decreasing your output. Man, we have a mentoring program, Real Youth Mentoring. It's specialized in teaching young boys between the ages of 10 and 18 how to become entrepreneurs, leaders within their community, how to be good, workers if they're on jobs, like just to be good men, man. It's a 501(c)(3). My book, where's my book at? It's right here. Let me see where it's at.
I was just about to say, that's your book behind you right there, ain't it? The How to Kill a Black Man.
Oh, so yeah, so that's my documentary, How to Kill a Black Man. Here's my actual. Well, damn, I don't know. I moved my book, but I'll show this to you right here. So, oh man, this little background is. Hold on one second. I'm gonna show you this book, man. I ain't gonna mess this up. Here we go. So my book is called Real Dope. It's gonna let me show it. There you go. It's called Real Dope, an in-depth comparison between real estate and the dope game. So my whole thing, if you can sell dope, you can sell houses. I grew up in an area here in Dallas where, a lot of my partners was hustlers, man. They was in the streets and shit. I ain't gonna pretend like I was a saint myself. So when I came back from the military and would go to the barbershop, they would always ask me, hey man, how are you doing what you're doing? So I just wrote a book. I was like, I sat down one weekend, wrote the book. I essentially teach you real estate like you selling dope. And I don't make a single penny off this book. 100% of the proceeds go to my mentoring program, Real Youth Mentoring. And that's how we were able to finance. We took our boys on a trip before the pandemic to Memphis, Atlanta, Birmingham, Alabama. We rented some Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans, stayed in a mansion in Memphis, stayed in a big old hotel in the tallest buildings in Atlanta. Like we gave them that luxury experience. These are kids, some of them had never even left their city before. And when we got back, every single one of those boys have been on the honor roll since that trip. You know what I'm saying? So it's like our thing is exposing. So that's who I am as a person, Tim Jackson. I used to be real quiet with it and just be behind the scenes putting up my own money. Man, I put up hundreds of thousands of dollars to teach my people. And now I'm super loud with it because my thing is if a fuck nigga can be loud about being a fuck nigga, and that's the representation of me, then I can be loud about being somebody that's solid. That's really a true representation of us. So that's who I am, man. And like I said,
and I hear you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like if they could be out loud fuck niggas, I can be an out loud real dude. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta slowly kill them off, not physically, but metaphorically. We gotta slowly starve them out the game, right? Because what happens is when a Bobby or a Tim walks out into the real world, they represent us. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that people are gonna think we are, right? They're going to think that my son and your son, I told my son who's 14 now, I said, you're not a cute kid no more. You notice when we go to the grocery store, people ain't talking about how cute you are and how adorable you are. They do it to your little sister, but eventually she ain't going to be a cute kid anyway, because when you black, that's just the game. By the time you're 14, 15, they see you as a grown man. You know what I'm saying?
You a threat. So, you a threat now.
You a threat. And I say it out loud. I don't bite my tongue. I can't be counseled. Like I said, I'm financially good. So, you know, none of
Right.
my tenants gonna ever wake up and say, I saw something that Tim put on social media that made me appalled and I'm not renewing my lease. That ain't gonna ever happen.
Right,
Right.
right,
You know,
right.
so that's just what it is. But that's who I am, brother. So if you ever need something that I bring to the table, man, I'm a phone call away. You got my number. You know,
Indeed.
just holler at me, man. And you know, the goal for us is start putting on more events. I do a lot of events here in Dallas, but I want to do it like a total event where it's like health, wellness, all that stuff,
Fact,
man. And I'm gonna be
fact.
tapping on your shoulder to see if you can come down to D-Town for that.
And
So
I'll be right
I'm
there.
planting the seed right now, bro.
Facts. And I'll be right there for you, family. And likewise, man, I appreciate you. And you know, this is what I do this for, man, to make connections like this with people who real about themselves and real about helping others, because that's what's gonna get me in the lane to doing with this for helping others, man. So it's a beautiful thing, man. I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Let's get it. Well, listen, you guys, this is your man Tim Jackson with the No More OGs podcast. Bobby, tell them where we can find you at.
Fruit Up 13 on Instagram, Fruit Up 13 on TikTok, Bobby Smith on Facebook. I got a group called Fruit Up with Bobby Smith on Facebook too. Fruit Up 13 on YouTube. And I got this series going on, man, now, and I'm interviewing high level motherfuckers in the health community. So I got tonight, I got an interview at 8:00 with Jovan Cole. He actually in the Houston area, got a vegan restaurant down there.
Yeah.
And so Tuesday,
Is
I
it the
got
vegan
Kylie
soul
Muscle
food
coming on.
restaurant?
Yeah,
The third
yeah.
ward?
I'm not sure if it's soul food.
Okay.
I don't know.
We went
but
to vegan soul food one time down there. So I'm gonna watch that because I'm
yeah,
always looking for
that's going
something different,
down.
man. But
Yeah,
man, listen,
definitely.
I'm gonna wrap up the show. So don't hang up. Don't hang up just yet, you guys. All right. Well, say
Okay.
check this out, man. This your man Tim Jackson. This is the No More OGs podcast. I'm so thankful that you took time out of your busy schedule to sit down with us and listen to what we have to say. Bobby has a wealth of knowledge, information. Get tapped in, follow, like, subscribe, everything he's doing. You guys know we are the culture. We're replacing that bullshit that people call culture with something that's new that we can be proud of. So give Bobby a follow on all platforms. Make sure you share this podcast with everyone that you know, because we got to be just as loud as the people who are being loud on our behalf in a negative way. Also, be sure to check out the documentary Tim Jackson Presents How to Kill a Black Man. It is live. It is available to you right now on Amazon Prime Direct. Let's make that the #1 documentary. But that's all I got for you guys today. As always, it's your man Tim Jackson. It's the No More OGs podcast, and I'll see you soon.